Hello everybody, Mark, aka the Nerdy Punk, back again today for a new video. And happy Cinema Week, everybody. It is Cinema Week here in movie theaters across the United States. I didn't really know this was a thing until this year, but I've seen my local movie theater post about it several times, so that's pretty cool. It started on, I think, Thursday night, and then goes until next Thursday night with the opening of Halloween Ends. To my knowledge, it's just kind of like an event that honors movie theaters around the United States and the theater-going experience. And of course, that's one of my favorite things in the world. So I'm very excited to get out to a movie theater during Cinema Week. Today I'm going to be seeing the new film from David O. Russell called Amsterdam. It stars Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Chris Rock, Mike Myers. I mean, pretty much anybody who's anybody is in this movie. Anya Taylor-Joy is also in this. It's pretty stacked and star-studded cast. And of course, with a movie like this that's kind of bills itself as a period piece, murder mystery type thing, with all of these really talented actors and actresses, I've been excited for this movie ever since I heard that it was coming out. However, I've heard some pretty not so great things about the movie. I think it has roughly a 40% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. People just don't seem to be enjoying this one very much. And of course, there's a lot of drama behind the scenes with David O. Russell, and there's been several kind of scandals that have come out about him and whether his directing style kind of verges on psychological abuse. And I've heard he's not the greatest person, and especially the best person to work with. But we're going to try to separate the art from the artist here a little bit. And I'm still going to go see the movie and see if I enjoy it, or if I'm like the vast majority of audiences, which seem to be kind of lukewarm on it overall. So I'm a bit disappointed by the reception, but nonetheless, I'm going to go in here and give this a fair shot. So I will be back in just a couple seconds for you guys, a couple hours for me, and I will give you my thoughts on Amsterdam.
A few moments later.
All right, so fresh out of the theater from seeing Amsterdam from David O. Russell, and this is yet another one that I've had pretty mixed thoughts on. It's happened, I feel like, several times the last few movies that I've seen in theaters, other than Barbarian, which is actually the last one I saw. That one was fantastic. But similar to kind of Don't Worry Darling, there's a lot of things here that I don't exactly love, but there's some things here that I do love. So it is, again, a mixed bag. I thought overall the story was very interesting. I just don't think it was executed very well. I thought the script was decent. It is written and directed by David O. Russell. I thought the script was decent overall, not fantastic, but the core story, the mystery here that once it's finally revealed, I thought was really interesting. It is, as you see at the beginning of the film, right before it starts, there's a little screen that says, most of this actually happened. So it is partially based on a true story, and it deals with historical themes. It is a period piece set in the early 1930s, largely in New York City, but as the title would suggest, it does venture off into Europe. Part of the story takes place in Amsterdam. And although I am a historian, right, I teach history, I did not know the true events that this story is based upon, and it was very interesting for me. It did not completely shock me that something like this could have happened, but I didn't know ahead of time, and I thought it was really unique. I thought some of the themes that they explored kind of hit home with our current global climate, not just in the United States, but globally, and things that are going on in the world, and that's really all I'm going to say to avoid spoilers. So I really liked that. I loved the performances, for the most part. I think Robert De Niro, who I think I forgot to mention earlier on in the video, he's also in this movie. He's kind of hit or miss. I think some of De Niro's scenes feel very phoned in. Some of them are pretty good, but it's just very hit or miss, which is not something I come to expect from De Niro, who's without a doubt one of the best actors of all time. Another one of the best actors of all time who I thought knocked it out of the park in this movie is Christian Bale. Christian Bale is easily one of my favorite actors ever, and I think he is one of the greatest to ever do this. And he just disappears into his roles. and he did so yet again. You kind of forget you're watching Christian Bale, and you just become immersed in this guy's character, and I thought he had the most interesting character and the character story and arc in the entire movie. It makes sense because he's officially the lead of the film. John David Washington I thought was great. Margot Robbie I thought was great. Yet again, one of my favorite actresses working today. Chris Rock didn't have a whole lot to do, but I liked him in the movie. Mike Myers and Michael Shannon have a very unique dynamic that I really enjoyed. I found pretty funny. One of my biggest complaints with the movie is how it treats tone. This movie is just all over the place with tone. Like, it will be very, very serious, and then there will be, like, in the exact same scene, there will be a sharp shift in the humorous direction. Like, it goes from something really horrifying happening to all of a sudden we're, like, joking about stuff. Like, I don't mind a movie that has, like, a dark sense of humor. I like that. But this movie is just back and forth all over the place, a roller coaster of tone, and it just brings you out of it. Like, there's nothing else really to say. It just completely brings you out of the moment sometimes, and I don't feel like that was effective at all. So I think tonally it could have been much better. I think the way that they revealed the mystery over time could have been much better. I thought a lot of it was quite predictable. There were some things that surprised me, but for the most part, I think I kind of knew where this thing was going the whole time. Maybe not the extent of it and the details, but you can piece things together throughout the movie if you're at all a somewhat intelligent moviegoer. It's very formulaic in that way, and again, I think that wasn't the best. My final grade on the movie, I was kind of going back and forth. I think I'm going to give this one a 2.5 out of 5. It really just feels middle of the road. There's some things that I really liked, some things I really didn't like, and I honestly don't know if I will watch this movie again, at least not for a while. It does not seem like an entirely rewatchable movie. The best thing about this, and the thing that I would rewatch it for, is Christian Bale and Margot Robbie and John David Washington. Those three deliver incredible performances, and they have great chemistry together. So I loved that part. Really didn't like other parts. Amsterdam's grade is 2.5 out of 5. Go ahead and let me know in the comments down below if you've seen Amsterdam, what you've thought about it. And I hope you all enjoy the tail end of your 3-day weekend here. And I hope you have a great work week ahead. See you later.